Lord calls Adam. He did not call Eve. I said the Lord called Adam. They were both out of place, but look at who God holds responsible. Men, if our families are out of order, God holds us responsible. If our children are out of order, God holds us responsible. If our church is out of order, God holds us responsible. If our community is out of order, God holds us responsible. God is calling to us and saying, where are you, Adam? Where are you? What are you doing to make your church a better place? Brother, what are you doing to make your community a better place? Brother, what are you doing to make your marriage a better place? He's calling us to a place of responsibility. You can't say, well, my wife won't listen to me. He said, I don't want no excuses. You got to do what I commanded you to do, and that's for you to get into your rightful place. Adam, where are you? It's not her fault. Brothers, it's our fault. Because when we, God Almighty, are in our rightful place, the Bible says that the only way that a strong man can come and take over your house is the first thing he got to do is come and bind you up. Well, it's easy for him to take over your house if you ain't there. But when you in your rightful position, you'll say, ain't no devil in hell gonna come into my house. I'm in my right place of authority, and I'm covering my children. I'm covering my grandchildren. I am in the place where God would have me to be. Watch this. Let me tell you something. Brothers, no more excuses. I'm looking around here and I see sisters here at church and your other better half at home. And you've been begging him, come on, go to church. I ain't going down there, they all fake. You just don't want to get, that's a hiding excuse. I ain't going down there, I heard about your pastor. That's a hiding excuse because you don't want to be responsible and stand up and be the man that God called you to be. And he'll never bless you as long as you're at home playing Nintendo on Sunday morning. The problem is, man, you ain't just hurt yourself. You hurt my whole family. You hurt my kids. And you hurt all of us. Get in place. Adam, where are you? Where are you, Adam? Adam, why you don't come to church? Adam, why is it that you got kids that you don't go see? You're not a voice crying out in your community for change. Adam, where are you? Adam, you know how to party, you know how to kick it, you know how to get high. But Adam, do you know how to cover your family in prayer? Good God Almighty. I'm done. Listen. The Bible says that the Lord calls Adam. You don't call Eve, you call Adam. Now listen, the ministers will hear me on this. This call is a summons, a invite. Y'all with me? Y'all got that? This call here is like your mama on the porch with it and got dog. I got a witness in here. Now, number one, mama already know that you better be somewhere where you can hear her voice. Ever got a witness in here? And when she calls you, she does not have to call you by your whole name. Ever got a witness in here? She simply stands there and rings out at the top of her voice. Frank! a reply. It simply needs your presence. You don't got to holler out, huh? Because you already know what she wants. What she wants is for you to recognize that the street lights are on. And you've been playing hide and go seek long enough. Get on up into the house. If I got a witness in here. Now listen, watch this call. Now this call here is not a call, ministers, to position. It is a call to relationship. This is a call of communion. This is what God says. I desire to interact with you. When God says, I need to see you face to face. Now, this is different, my brothers and sisters, where you call to preach, you feel like you call to sing. No, this is what the Lord says. I'm just calling you because I need for us to be close. Are y'all with me? He said, I'm calling you because I need for you and I to be in the same proximity. Watch this. This call, this invite, this call to communion means that the Lord is standing there and he's knocking on your heart. He's asking you to come into the place where you and he can be in the same place, to be in the right position. Anybody ever felt like you were out of place where God was calling you right to your rightful place, and you could be at the wrong place but hear the right call? Come on, tell the truth right here. Anybody ever been at the club and got convicted? I mean, been doing something you have no business doing, but you can hear God kind of knocking on your heart and saying, I still want to come in. I still want to be in your presence. Watch this. He says to them, this is where I want to quit. He says, where are you? That's where I want to stop right there. I'll pick this up next week. I want y'all to promise me you're going to get some brothers here next week. Get your sons, your brothers, your cousins. I want all of them here. Listen to this last part that he says to Adam. He calls Adam, then he says to Adam, Adam, where are you? You got to understand, God is an all-knowing God. If God does not know where Adam is, we have a problem with him being God. If he does not know where Adam is at this time, he cannot be all the things we say he is. Are y'all listening in here? So he asked the question, Adam, where are you? But brothers and sisters, this is really a rhetorical question that serves the purpose of self-discovery. It allows Adam to have the recognition of his distance with God. Good God Almighty. It is, listen to this. This call right here is, are y'all ready? It's not for Adam to respond with a testimony, but it's a call for confession. And there is a difference between testimony and confession. Testimony said, I made it through. Lord delivered me. I can shout about it. But confession said, I'm still in the middle of this mess. Now, we don't mind testifying, because when we testify, it suggests that it's over. But confession said that I'm still in a messed up place. But the truth of the matter is that some of us need to be honest with one another and be honest with God and say, Lord, I'm still struggling. Adam said, I'm right here and I was naked and I've been doing some stuff I ain't have no business doing. He said, God, you caught me and I'm convicted. I done messed around and ate up the tree. And the Lord is saying some of us need to do the exact same thing and say, here I am, God. I done messed up. I done some stuff I had no business doing. I done gone some places I never should have gone. I got to confess my sins to the Lord. But we don't want confession. Because confession says, watch this. Confession says, number one, that you've made a mistake. Number two, that you need forgiveness. And number three, that you desire deliverance. Confession. Mean where you're honest. Now this is my desire. My desire is twofold. Number one, I desire before this series is over, to have 100 men to line up with me in ministry. That's number one. Number two, I want people to begin to confess where they are. See what happens is, as long as you got your stuff that you don't want nobody to know about, the devil gonna hold it over your head. But when you just begin to be honest and say, okay, Lord, this is what I'm dealing with. See what happened a few weeks ago, I asked those who were still dealing with addiction to come forward. And see, when you begin to confess and be honest, don't care what nobody else think, that's when deliverance can come. Brother, we're going to begin to confess some stuff and share with one another so that we can get deliverance, so we don't have to keep hiding our stuff. I got a witness here. Some of us been dealing with some stuff for 10, 15, 20 years, and it's manifesting, and we're not careful, we're going to pass it down to our children. And so we're going to loose a spirit of breakthrough in the house so that we can be honest, first of all, with ourselves. The Lord says to Adam, Adam, where are you? Tell the truth, Adam, where are you? I already know where you are because I'm God, and I'm God all by myself. He said, but Adam, I want you to admit where you are. And some of us have got to admit, God, I've fallen short. Lord, I'm not where I should be. God, I desire to be in your presence, but I have missed the mark. But Lord, I want your anointing to fall afresh. So I'm asking the question, Adam, where are you? Brothers, why is it that we're not taking our rightful place? Brothers, why is it that we are not allowing God to speak to our heart and direct us? You know, every time I do a funeral and violence and things of that nature, I'm convicted. When I buried Heavy, I was convicted. When I buried the other brother, I was convicted. It said to me, we've got to do more. I've got to be a voice crying in the wilderness to talk about how crazy some of this stuff is. I've got to speak to some of these black men that everybody's scared of. That ain't nothing but somebody's baby. So I'm saying to you, as a church, that we will have a level of commitment where we reach out and grab our brothers. Tell them I'm praying for you. I refuse to give up on you. I had a lady call me and she said, Pastor, this is a few years back. She said, my son robbed somebody. And she said, I'm afraid of the retaliation that's going to take place. This sister's actually here today. And she said, I know my son was wrong, but I don't want nothing to happen to him. She asked me if I would call the person that he had robbed to try to settle it. I called him. I said, hey, man, how you doing? This Pastor Steve. Hey, what's up, Pastor? What's up? Hey, I might get back with you. I said, oh. I said, hey, man, I heard about what happened, man. And, you know, I want you to know, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. He said, all right. He said, that's cool. I appreciate it, Pastor. I said, but listen. I said, I know you know who did it. And, man, I just want to tell you, man, I really hope you let it go. He said, Pastor, man, he said, man, I can't do that now. I can't do that. I said, listen to me, man. I said, I've talked to his mother, man. I'm going to get all your stuff back. He said, Pastor, he said, man, you ain't going to believe it. He said, I was on my way to go kill that boy. The mother is here today. He said, I was on my way to go kill him. He said, you get my stuff back, man, it's over with. He said, you get my stuff back, it's over with. Brothers and sisters, that hurt me so bad to realize that here's a young man that's getting ready to die over probably $600, $700 worth of nothing. But the part that blessed me, good God Almighty, was the cry of the mother who said that even though